What's going on, guys? This is JT here. In this video, we are going to be talking about a very controversial topic, and honestly, I haven't wanted to make this video in the past just because pretty much every player out there has different types of heroes in this game. Not everybody has every single hero, right? There's only a small percentage of that. And so I've been like, it's kind of hard to choose a top 10 heroes for a video, you know, because so many different people have so many different opinions, right? So what I did is I went ahead and listed my top 10 heroes if I were to start off a brand new account and have access to every single hero in the game, right? And so what I'm going to do in this video is basically explain from 1 to 10 which heroes are my favorite. And what this means is basically like if I got an account with all level 1 heroes, these are the heroes I would level up in order, 1st to 10, right? So that's how it's going to go. And I'll also talk about what talent and crest set I like best on the heroes that pretty much fit for every game mode, and they're just versatile, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. What hero do you guys think's number 1? I don't think there's going to be too many arguments about hero number 1. Of course, it is Anika. And my favorite Anika that I've seen so far, honestly, believe it or not, is Unholy Pact. Just because, man, it brings out so much damage. And not only that, it's good to have Anika for damage, but you also want to keep Anika alive at all times. And even Unholy Pact Anika has no problem at all staying alive at all times. And I do like Survival on Anika as my favorite crest set because it really just makes this hero almost unstoppable, literally. He can tank on like 6 of the best heroes in the game at some given points, right? It's hard to kill him, even with 6 heroes sometimes. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, so next, what do you guys think? There might not be too much controversy on this one either. It is Dovekeeper. My second one I picked was Dovekeeper. Now, my favorite talent for Dovekeeper, the same thing. And one thing you'll notice about these two top heroes, Anika and Dovekeeper, they both take in a minimum amount or a maximum amount of damage. Yeah, that's what I mean. Maximum amount of damage at one time. I believe Dovekeeper is what, 10,000 or 18,000 total damage per hit, which means even if she's taken in the Unholy Pact, she still can't be hit for more than 18,000 damage, which is huge, especially when you're using this talent, right? So level 9 Unholy Pact's my favorite talent for Dove. And also, to be honest with you guys, unless I'm going for like strictly damage, I like to run with Life Drain. That's my favorite crest set to have on Dovekeeper. Keeps her alive pretty much at all times in every battle, and she becomes basically the same type of tank as Anika, right? Super, super tanky, especially with Life Drain, no doubt about that. Now, my third hero, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but my third favorite hero is Anubis. So if I had a new account, I would definitely be maxing out Anubis right away, and the reason why is because, man, he is just such a beast. He can single-handedly carry you all the way pretty much to Insane Dungeon 6, to be honest with you, just because he kills everything, right? No doubt, he literally kills everything. Now, in order for him to kill everything, he's also going to need his damage boosted up, and that's one reason why my next following heroes are what they are. So we got my favorite talent overall for Anubis. I would probably say it's been Flame Guard because that does put a lot of damage on the other heroes. Also reduces the amount of damage he takes in. And 9/9 Flame Guard is pretty freaking good. It not only deflects a ton of damage, also adds a lot of HP to the hero. So basically makes him very tanky and still dishes out a lot of damage along with his other stuff. Now, as far as a crest set for Anubis, honestly haven't really thought about what my overall favorite crest set is for Anubis. It's probably going to be, it's situational. For Anubis, it's situational. Literally, he's one of the heroes that I'm constantly changing the crest set on, right? Just don't put revive on him. That's all I ask of you. All right, so next we got my man Walla Walla. Now, this was a hard choice for me. I was like, is Walla a top 5 hero? And then the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, he is. And the reason why he is because every single battle I go into, guess who I got as my healer? I got my boy Walla Walla with me every single time. And, I mean, I've done a lot of testing with Walla Walla as well. Multiple different talents in this game. A lot of the times I haven't made videos on it. And overall, it's come to find out that, you know, Flame Guard, actually, this was back, honestly, when it was level 8 talents. I haven't done too much level 9 testing, but I'm assuming it's still going to be the same way, especially for one-on-one situations and in pretty much all group situations as well. I think Flame Guard's still going to hold up the best as Walla Walla's main talent. And not only that, Flame Guard's not hard to roll, and it doesn't have that many good spots. Like, I wouldn't put Flame Guard on, I don't think I have Flame Guard on any other hero that I use consistently besides Walla Walla, right? He's pretty much the only one. So with that being said, you really want to save Flame Guard for Walla because all the other talents can be used on other heroes, right? And so for my favorite insignia on Walla Walla, it's probably what I use most is 5 of 5 Revitalize, especially for Lost Battlefield. It's what I use for Dungeons as well. And I mean, mostly everything I use 5 of 5 Revitalize. However, there are certain situations where I like, today, whenever I ran Ember Army, I used Survival, and that ended up working out really well. It just gives them a ton of survivability. But, I mean, do you really need Survival on Walla Walla? Probably not, but it is definitely going to give him more survivability than Revitalize is, no doubt about that. Alright, so this is kind of weird. So my 5, 6, and 7 heroes, I pretty much all matched as 1. So I actually got 12 total heroes that I'm going to be naming. But I put all these heroes basically on the same line because, like I told you guys, whenever I was thinking about making this video, I was like, well, how can I make this, sound proper? I don't even know what I'm saying. Forget what I just said right there. Basically, my 5, 6, and 7 heroes are all buffer heroes that are real situational, but they're pretty much mandatory as well because they enhance what your team does like a ton, right? So I went with Pumpkin Duke, Michael, and Athene, all in the same category as being number 5. And again, the reason why I went with all those heroes was just for buffers. So let's go ahead and get in, and I'll show you guys my favorite talent. Overall, I believe my favorite talent for Michael is Vital Boon, just because it's the new evolution of Castle Clash, right? It's really important to remove 3 nearby enemy buffs. That is a huge buff, and whenever you can have that on a talent, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then getting Vital Boon to level 9, I mean, it raises HP to 120%, has a 60% chance instead of 50 to remove it. Like, that's insane. Like, that's a really good talent for Michael, no doubt about that. As far as a crest set goes, depending on what I'm doing, very, very, very situational. I do like Empower on him for certain situations, but mainly I like to go with Revitalize because Revitalize gets his proc off right at the start of the fight, and then instantly all your heroes have that extra buff, and that's the main reason why you're using Michael, right? For the extra attack speed, everything that he gives. So let's see. Next, we have Athene. Athene also is, it's really hard for me to put Athene in this 5 spot, but the way I was looking at this is just like, man, you really need Pumpkin, Michael, or Athene. Like, you need at least 1 or 2 of these heroes to be in your top 10, right? And if they are going to be in your top 10, they need to be in your main group. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go with all 3 of these guys kind of on the same level of playfield. And again, Athene's pretty much the same way. I like to have a defensive talent on Athene mainly because I'm not using Athene for damage pretty much in any situation. I'm only using her for her buff that's pretty much the same thing as Cupid. She gives all your heroes a ton of energy, which is very nice and also increases their attack speed. And one thing you'll notice that it's your whole party. It's not like some heroes, it's all your heroes. So that's very important as well. So, and she's immune to silence, which is pretty big as well. So next we got, who did I say next? Oh yeah, Pumpkin Duke. Alright, so we got Pumpkin Duke next. I mean, that's just obvious reason. Pumpkin Duke's been in the game since day 1 pretty much. And he's still viable at this day and age. Still one of the best heroes, right? Because you go into dungeons, who are you going to bring? You're going to bring your boy Pumpkin Duke. Although, I mean, the meta is kind of slowing down on Pumpkin Duke, but he's still a big asset, and I would still prefer to bring him in whatever case it is, especially in dungeons. And he's really good for pretty much all game modes besides, I'd say, like, Lost Battlefield. He's not really that useful. You'll see a lot of Pumpkin Duke still in Arena. You see him used in HBM still. You see him used in, well, maybe not so much HBM, actually. I haven't even fought in the top-notch HBM, but I used him in Ember Army today, which is kind of like HBM, and I absolutely loved him. I thought he was doing great. That extra attack speed plus all his other buffs, pretty significant. Definitely helped out a ton. So we got number 6. This is about where it's going to start getting controversial right here, boys. Number 6, I picked, who do you guys think I picked? Yes, that's right. I went with Mahatma. This was a very hard choice for me to pick, number 6 and number 7. The reason why I went with Mahatma is because when it comes into big groups in this game, especially Lost Battlefield, You'll see Mahatma good in dungeons actually as well. Labyrinth, anything where there's a lot of heroes in one spot, Mahatma's going to be the hero to have, right? Especially if you're in a Guild Wars offensive battle and you're fighting against one of those bases that just has all their heroes bunched up in the same spot. You're going to want Mahatma for that battle, especially because, dude, she's taking energy away from everything she hits. Not only that, she's also dishing out a ton of freaking damage. But not only that, her survivability is actually insane. So what I don't even know if I mentioned my talents and crest sets for Pumpkin Duke and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure you guys know that. So I'm just going to skip over that and hope I didn't throw you guys off and y'all are like, come on, JT, I really wanted to know those heroes. Sorry about that. So my favorite overall talent for Mahatma so far has been Zealous Drive. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, I haven't tested out that many talents besides Berserk and Zealous Drive, and I definitely like Zealous Drive better than Zerk, 100%. And my favorite insignia for Mahatma is Life Drain as well. Now, I definitely agree that Life Drain can be Mahatma's main talent. It is going to be very strong, but either way, you're going to need Life Drain either as Mahatma's main talent or as her insignia, because that's like a Mahatma necessity, right? You have to have Life Drain somewhere on Mahatma. No doubt about that. So next we got number 7. As for number 7, I picked... Where is my man at? I picked this guy right here. It is Ashura. Now, the reason why I picked Ashura is because, honestly, he is an absolute tank that dishes out an insane amount of damage. As you'll notice in his skill, he's dishing out damage to all heroes pretty much at all times that are near him. And not only that, he is reflecting damage at all times as well. Plus, he's immune to stun and fear. So that's pretty big. Now, my overall favorite talent for Ashura is hands down. This isn't even a question. Vital Boon is my favorite talent for Ashura. And also, my favorite crest set for Ashura, I like to go pretty tanky on Ashura, to be honest. So, I mean, a lot of people don't agree with that because Ashura does reflect damage, but I like to have Sacred Light on my Ashura. If I'm not running Sacred Light, I'm probably going to run, like, maybe Revive. I don't really know. I've run him as pretty much a tank the whole time I've been using him, and I've had a ton of success with him, so that's what I like to go with. Now, I know a lot of people like other things on Ashura, but me personally, that's just what I've been going with, and I've had success with it. So we got number 8. Number 8. This is a tough choice for me because these last 3 heroes, I was like, ooh, which order should I put these guys in? And I did go with my man Skelly. Now, I've hated on Skelly a little bit in the past, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm hating a little bit too much on Skelly. He's a little bit better than what I was giving him credit for. You know what I mean? Because honestly, he's an absolute beast in a lot of areas, especially Lost Battlefield. Like, whenever I run into a team and I see Skelly, I'm always looking at my team like, oh man, I hope I have a Dove Keeper in here. Because Dove Keeper definitely comes on strong whenever you got Skelly in there. You don't want to see a Dove Keeper if you're using a Skelly, especially in like a one-on-one type battle, right? So I do like Skelly, and as for my main talent on Skelly, I went ahead and go with level 8 Sacred Light. I feel like that is overall his best talent. I don't really think there's too much argument there, unless you want to go a different type of route, like you're going like a damage route or something like that, right? Now, as far as my favorite crest set for Skelly, honestly, I haven't even thought about that. It might be Vital Boon, to be honest with you. And one of the reasons why I'd probably choose Vital Boon is because, for the obvious reasons of taking away heroes' buffs, but for the HP as well. And one thing you'll know about Skelly is he gains back HP depending on how much damage he does. So why not give him more hit points? I was like, yeah, okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Vital Boon on Skelly. As a crest set, you know, it's definitely changeable, though, depending on what you're doing. A lot of the times, crest set, it's hard to name, like, one specific crest set. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know, like, what to choose. It's because, literally, every time I go into a battle, if it's a different battle, I'm changing my crest sets, right? I don't really keep the same thing on any specific hero at any given time, unless it's like a certain, unless it's a specific hero that that requires that, right? So next we got number 9. All these decisions were so tough. So I chose as my number 9 hero, my man himself, Sasquatch. Now, the reason why I like Sasquatch the most is because, man, his AoE damage is just brutal, right? He sends out a ton of damage, but not only does Sasquatch send out a ton of damage, he's actually pretty tanky as well. And not only is he tanky, he has a 3-second stun on him, which is pretty freaking big, right? So I'm like, yeah, I like Sasquatch. You know, I don't know if he's necessarily an underrated hero, but he's definitely one of my top picks, especially when it comes to Lost Battlefield. I like to use Sasquatch. I think he's pretty big. And as far as a crest set goes, if I'm running something where I want to stun heroes instantly, I'm always going to run that 5 Revitalize. That way I get his proc off. He is auto proc as well. So, I mean, you want him to get that proc off right away, stun the heroes up, plus also dish out the damage, right? So I went with Sasquatch on number 9. I know a lot of people aren't going to like that, but you know what? It's whatever. I would level him up if I had level 1 heroes all the way across the board. He would definitely be my 9th hero. So as number 10, this was not a hard choice, and this hero honestly probably should have been higher than 10. I thought about putting him higher than Sasquatch, to be honest with you, because the more I've been using this hero, the better I've seen him be. Like, he is really impressive, to be honest with you guys. And one of the reasons why is because, I mean, just take a look at what this guy does. He's freaking immune to stun and fear and cannot receive more than 5,000 reflected damage per hit. That is very important, and it makes him a dungeon and Forgotten Trial master. And the reason why is because all those heroes that he's proccing on that he basically can one-shot, what if they have Blade Shell? What if they have whatever? What if they have anything that reflects damage? Well, he's going to die and get one shot because he's sitting there hitting them for 10 million damage, right? So, no, he's not going to get one shot, though, because he can only take 5,000 damage in. So that's why I went ahead and chose Boogeyman, which he probably honestly deserves higher than a 10 spot in an account, especially for dungeons. But I haven't gotten... I don't know why I didn't put him higher up. I really don't, but I probably should have. So he's probably the only mistake that I probably would level up a little bit higher than the 10th, but I did put him in the 10th spot just because he's kind of a newer hero, and I haven't gotten that much use out of him besides in Dungeons and Forgotten Trials in Ember Army. I do love him in Lost Battlefield as well. He does hit pretty freaking hard. So yeah, like I said, probably deserves to be a little bit higher than 10, but I could only pick 10 heroes. It's so hard. It's like, there's so many freaking heroes in Castle Clash. It's really tough. Now, my favorite overall talent for Boogeyman is definitely going to be Unholy Pact, because that's going to increase his damage such an absurd amount, and him taking in extra damage really isn't going to matter because you're not going to use him for tanking in any situation ever. So, yeah, that's pretty much why I'd go with Unholy Pact. As for a crest set, I don't know if I would go with Survival. However, I did go with Survival. I think I like Survival for, like, if I were using for HBM or, what's it called? What did I just run? Ember Army. Then, yeah, I do like Survival, definitely to keep them alive. But depending on what I'm doing, if I'm running Dungeons, I don't think I would go with Survival. I would definitely choose some type of damage talent just to keep that damage coming, right? It wouldn't be 5 Revitalize, but I would choose 5 Revitalize for Lost Battlefield, no doubt about it, because you want that instant proc, right? And he is auto proc as well. So that is my top 10 heroes. Can't wait to see the comments and see you guys just be like, JT, but you didn't choose Paladin. He's number 4. It's like, come on, bro. Really? Like, this is just my opinion. Obviously, different people are going to have different thoughts. No doubt about it. So, yeah, just wanted to get this video out there for all those players that are just starting Castle Clash, basically, and they're like, man, what hero should I level up? I have these 6 heroes. What would JT do? Basically, right? Because people do ask me this almost on a daily basis, if not a daily basis. So yeah, needed to get this out here, inform you guys on what I thought my top 10 would be. Hope this information helped you guys. But anyway, I am out of here for now. Peace out, fellas.